We are live. TNA. There's you. There's you. We are dual cameraing. We've got a beautiful studio. I would show you, but this took quite a while to set up the way we have right now. Live in person for a TNA, if you haven't caught the drift. Here's Amber.
Hi. I'm here. Tarin's here.
I am here with Amber at her home. We're so excited to be able to do a TNA in person. And yeah, we're trying to set up a aesthetic vibe here. It's beautiful. We've got some plans and miniature guitars above us. And my phone also recording, so we had some options for what do you call aspect ratios? And see what kind of video we could get from it. Just always trying some new things. It's always great for me when I get to try it with Amber because I don't feel like I'm holding up like a guest on the other end. And literally every time I record in person, it's like a whole different setup. It's never the same twice, which is why I can't dial things in that well. I mean, I've done a couple on a dock, and so it was kind of the same, but still, I always worry about like the GoPro shutting off, the mic's not being connected. Because I don't know if I've said this out loud. I think I've told you some of the videos from Rome Fest, the mics weren't fucking working. And it took, and luckily we did have the phone recording and GoPro recording. So I did have footage, but like the phone recording wasn't connected to the external mic. So there's a lot of sound going, and I would use the GoPro video, extract the sound from the phone, try to match it to the GoPro, have to cancel all the noise. This shit took so much work for like 30 seconds to a minute or something of video.
That's epic.
Yeah, just a little bit behind the scenes of a content creator. Whoops. And so it's very interesting trying to set up things in the wild.
Yeah.
Without,
especially with background noise like there was at Rome Fest. Like there was a lot going on.
Well, yeah, and the camera was set up, a ways from us, right? So it's getting people walking by, music going on, and then we had these, nice lapel mics attached to us. But yeah, I don't know what happened there to not get sound, and it's just always on my mind. I'm like, okay, well, I got to do a test run, but then if you do that, I'm still always worried that, okay, it worked for the test, and then you hit record and it still might not work, but
it's lost.
We did a little test run here. Hopefully it all comes out and our eyes will be drifting from camera to camera to camera. But it's like in a studio, new studio, the camera angle. That's what we'll do. Oops, I did not thumbs down. We'll zoom in, hit you from this angle, and then you'll look over here.
I love it.
What a job, though, to be professional videographers and things. Audio people, that's a tedious task.
Yeah, it really is, especially when it's not your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother tedious task.
It's fun to learn, though, but I'm not diving in with, booms.
Yeah.
Microphone booms and lights.
Popcorn ceiling.
We don't even do ring lights around here.
Yeah, no.
I just do window
It's
light.
hard to take it to that level.
It is.
Especially in the public. But also, girlies, guilies, you do you.
I get an aesthetic view for things, too, and appreciate what people do with their content creation of making things look really, really good.
Yeah.
And there's a certain point where you're trying so hard to do that with before you make money that might be offsetting those costs. But right now I'm not at the point of putting more money into content creation when it doesn't make any money. This is great. This year we're here. Happy TNA. So you guys are going to catch up with us for the month of May. I'm here in Washington. It's been a year since I've been here.
Yep.
Hard to believe.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often. I try to make it at least a couple times a year. I think I've been averaging 2 times a year, where at one point I swear it was like 4 to 6.
Yeah.
But that's also when I would drive up when I even just had like 4 days off.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have that stamina in me anymore.
Bro, I couldn't believe you did it all those times. That's a long drive.
It is a long drive. It's a long drive, and I drove every time because I had my dog. I was single. Now it's easier
Like,
to fly up because I have a partner at home for the dogs. I don't have to
mhm.
always bring the dogs, but I do still like to drive.
Yeah.
So I can bring paddleboard, bikes, all that stuff. But it's such an easy flight from Reno that I wish I could make it happen more often where it
Yeah.
would be feasible to do, a 4-day trip because it's inexpensive relatively to fly from Reno, but it used to be $150 to
That's
jump up.
amazing.
Now it's not. So
Yeah.
it's not as easy as it could have been for a time, but it's on my list. My goal is to get to a point where every few months I can just fly up for a few days,
Yeah.
especially as my niece and nephews get older and they're like playing sports or something,
Mhm.
and it's like, cool, fly up for the weekend, get to see them play
Yep.
soccer, go to this dance recital or something. And what this, I guess, is very spontaneously leading to is like ideas of success.
Yeah.
And what success looks like because this has been a theme in conversation for a long time, I guess,
Yeah.
but especially lately as um a lot of not a lot, but a handful of small women-owned businesses that I think I've mentioned that have been on the podcast or I've followed for a long time have recently closed.
Yeah.
We had Sensi Graves on as she shut her Sensi swim business down over a year ago.
Yeah.
I had a whole conversation about reframing quitting. Heather's Choice closed their doors recently, and Heather Kelly's been on the podcast.
I
Yeah.
didn't know about that.
She's been on the podcast
Um,
twice, so I hope to have her again too
yeah,
and talk
post.
about her transition. Jen Gurecki from Coalition Snow. This episode's not out. It will be out in a couple weeks, and but I recorded with her yesterday, and she made the announcement live of closing Coalition. Um, there's got to be someone else. I'm sure I'm for.
Oh, April Katz.
Yeah, April Katz closed her nonprofit. The Arrow Project.
She's still active in the community.
Yep. And they all still are
Yes,
active
in
in their
some.
communities
Yep.
and using their voices, or especially Jen Gurecki. She's got stuff going on, and Sensi, is
Mentoring.
everybody came to this decision because they weren't getting out, I think, what they once were.
Mhm.
And, like their purpose
Yeah.
has shifted,
Yes.
or this wasn't fulfilling something that they felt that they could get more purpose, give more purpose.
Mhm.
Um, not just because, like, oh, it's not making money, we gotta close it, but that there was just a real disconnect, I think, with what they were putting in now.
Mhm.
And so many people continue to, push and push and push for so long because they don't want to give up on something, and we tie our identities to it and this
Yes.
and that, and
And your income?
yeah, and you don't want to feel like a quitter. All these things that I've talked about with Sensi and Jen and whatnot, but so much of our identity and success is tied to how much money you make or what you have, what you this or that, and I try also when we make a 5-year plan,
Yeah.
or when people ask you like, how much
Yep.
money would you like to make, or when you're thinking about a job, like applying for a job or getting promoted, like, if I make this dollar amount a year, I'll be that's my goal.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
success looks
success.
like.
Yep.
Um, and I'm trying not to say an exact number for one
It
with this
looks different for
economy.
everybody.
It changes day to
Yeah.
day. I mean, I just see gas go up and up and up. So it could have been last week, this number could have been fine. And now
Yeah.
next week, I need to make this much just to be able to afford gas and groceries
Yep.
on the same. like,
level.
yeah,
Mhm.
the same percentage or whatnot. And I've said this for a while, in my mind at least, but, part of success to me is being able to afford coming up to Washington
Yeah.
a lot more often, and I've told Andrew that too, of like, yeah, my goal is to be able to get up to Washington multiple times a year, but it doesn't have to be this grand, 2-week trip every time,
Yeah.
trying to bike and do all these things. But if I can get up there more often, the times might be shorter, but I don't have to feel like I have to squeeze
All
so
of
much
it.
in. Of course, I want to, but it'll be so much easier to be like, oh, hey, I can go grab dinner with this
Mhm.
person, and I won't feel these little hands and hearts they will be grabbing for my
Yep.
attention, anytime I'm here, which I love so much, but it won't be as heartbreaking for me either
Yep.
to not spend every waking minute with them because I'm like, I'll be back in a month,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
so yeah, I hope to that's what I'm working towards, and whatever it is I'm doing is being able to come home so much more because
Yep.
there's just always more people added to my list to visit.
Yep. There are.
So, yeah, I'm just so happy to be here and that we get to do
In
this and
person.
hang out, sit right next to you,
Yep.
grab coffee and
Yep.
eat. But yeah, this might be the one day I get to spend time with you when I'm
Yep.
here, and I hate that too of like we don't get to go, you know, bike around or do
Yep.
this or that because I'm like, this is my scheduled window,
Yep.
and
Yep.
you get it though.
I
I
do.
know you understand most of
Yep.
all people, but uh yeah, I just want to spend more time with everybody.
Yes. Yes. But also you have your life down in Tahoe and your partner and your dogs. It's very challenging having your heart in more than one places and your home
Yeah, I have like
in
so
more
many
than one
hearts.
places. Yeah. That's where we went to before we started recording. We went to Three Hearts and had a lovely little delight of a time.
I love Three Hearts.
Yeah, they're crushing it. It's a tiny little business here in Tacoma on Hilltop that is a cafe, coffee shop. They do cocktails and then they also bake um phenomenal pastries for multiple businesses around the area. So shout outs to Three Hearts. Y'all are crushing it.
I have a shirt I love from them because it's like a salmon color, corally color shirt. Their this isn't the right word, but mascot
Yeah,
is
I
an
would consider it a
octopus.
mascot.
And I don't know when I got into octopi. I've always loved sea creatures. I've never thought too much about octopus or cared that much for him. And
Yeah.
Andrew got me a mug by this guy. I think it's Brad Henry, who's a local ceramic artist in Tahoe, and it had an octopus. It has an octopus on it, and it was the first gift I think he's ever surprised me with.
Yep.
Like 9 years ago, I don't know,
Attaboy.
8 years ago. He went to like a Made in Tahoe thing, and yeah, he came home with that, and then I started like, I don't know, just being drawn more to them, and we found out it was called Three Hearts because octopus have three hearts. And
Cute.
now I'm just obsessed with octopus and everything, and so I just love them. Plus, your 16-ounce drinks come with 4 shots.
Hell yeah.
So, I'm like talking to my heart right there, but, um, yeah, I'm here for a quick visit. By the time you all hear this, I'll be back in Tahoe. Just a lot of family visiting. There's not a lot more going on for me at home that you all haven't probably heard of recently. Just getting into bike season.
Yeah, you're crushing it.
Went to Sea Otter, and I'm I'm thinking that's gonna be kind of the only event I hit, at least plan. There's some that I'm like, "Oh, can I swing that? Can I get to this, trade show or event?" But last year was so much with traveling and events and stuff that I think that's gonna be the main one, and I'm just gonna try to kinda chill at home, work, ride my bike,
Yes. You are really crushing it, I must say.
and yeah, I've been gravel biking a ton, so I wanna do that. I wanna get more long
Yep.
rides,
Maybe some
and
bike camping.
yeah, I that's definitely on the list, when I get home. So, yeah, I just wanna spend time at home this summer, and which I was home last summer, but I don't know, I don't feel like I took a lot of me time,
Yes.
which is hard, people
Mhm.
gotta work, and then it gets hot in the summer, so I'm like, I'm not riding my bike because I can only ride it at these times of days or whatever, but, yeah, I just wanna try to chill a little bit more, have more of a structured work schedule and structured time on my bike with my
Yeah,
buddies, my
on the
dog buddies and
property.
my lover buddy.
Yeah. Do you guys have projects for the property for this summer?
Uh, yes, and well, main thing is power,
Yeah.
but it's pretty crazy right now. I don't know if you've seen the news, things popping up on social media. And I just found out the other day because Meg from the Outdoor Minimalist sent me this reel. And so I don't want to dive too into it because I can't speak on it with a lot of knowledge. But the rumor is that NV Energy, who supplies most of Tahoe's power, all of Tahoe's power, is going to cut off power to Tahoe in the next year to put it all to supplying a data center in Nevada. So all of the people and businesses in Tahoe will have to find a different power source, and it's quite scary and frightening and just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
We are set to get power on the property this year. We paid a large chunk of money to get power. We heard some rumblings that something was going on with Liberty Utilities. We thought maybe, like, I don't know, were they going out of business? This, that, the other. We better lock our power in
Yeah.
before it's too late.
Which also,
Now,
congratulations, that's a huge feat.
well, now I'm worried
Ugh.
that we paid this large chunk and we might not be able to get power because
Of
of
the
this. So it was like maybe we should have waited after all because now we've cut this check to get power and we might only be able I don't think there's any way we can't not have
Yeah, yeah,
power,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a worry that I really need to have.
But it's good to be aware.
Because someone will have to get power. Fucking have to
Yeah.
get, like I said, they can't Tahoe can't not be powered.
No.
What, like, what?
Yeah.
Everyone just leaves? So, but it's I don't
No,
know.
that would not happen.
I haven't talked to Andrew
Interesting.
about it literally at all because 'cause I've been here, and there's
Mhm.
nothing we can do at this moment anyways. Um, but ideally, we will be soon putting poles up
Dude,
and getting some power.
that's fucking
It
huge.
is. It is, and,
That's a win
we'll be with everyone
amidst.
else, figuring out what happens next if this whole situation with NV Energy is true and they cut off power to Tahoe and we have to find something else, which means that, yeah, everyone's power bill could be even more insane. They've already gone up.
Ugh.
But we also, at least with our current living situation, if we're still in it at this time, have a way to live off grid.
Yes, I was yep.
We are ready to have power.
Yeah.
When we first got to the property, I thought, this is great. I want to stay off grid.
Yeah.
I want to stay off grid. I want to go full solar. And we looked at that route. One of our friends went that route. And unfortunately, with what their setup was and how much they paid, they still don't get enough power to run certain things
Yeah.
on the property. And so we were like, well, if we're going to pay the same amount we would to be on the grid, like to be off and that's not enough,
Yeah.
like we have to pay a lot more to be off to power everything we need. And maybe it's just worth it to go
Full
on.
throttle. Yeah.
And everyone, not everyone, but most people, you should have a generator in Tahoe for backup power.
Especially, yeah.
So we will have that, even when we have a house and whatnot, you have to have backup power for storms or when they shut the power off like they
Mhm.
do in the summer because of fires or something.
Yep.
So we will have a backup source always, but um it will definitely change a lot of our living situations
Bro,
right
this
now in
is
a good
like
way.
that's huge. That is a big it's like power, water, sewer.
Sewer.
Those are like the main big things when
Yep.
you are starting on raw land.
And with the water, we still haven't drilled a well, but if we have power, it changes the
The
way we can
ability.
get
Yes.
water from that tank to other things and
Yep.
kind of run some, like maybe actually hard, like quote unquote, hard wire something into the tank or something that can pump into
Yep.
another tank. Like we've thought about some ideas of like, okay, how do we get a washer and dryer up here?
Yeah.
We can have a small tank connected to the washer that you might have to fill each time you run the washer.
Yeah.
But again, if we have power, can actually plug some like a higher powered pump in
Yep.
than the little Milwaukee that we use right now.
Shout out to Milwaukee.
Yeah, it could just change a lot of things where we have more amenities at our disposal, don't have to go to town,
Yeah.
and can just, yeah, do some more things, not have to worry about running a generator, and all the time anyways, or having power. We could put up some more bear proofing,
Ooh.
have like the electric bear
Okay.
pads and things, instead of our nail boards.
Hey, they've been working.
Our plywood that we have to haul in front of the door every time we leave in the summer. So that would be nice to have a little more protection and not be worried that the cameras might shut off or like if we run out of battery for some reason the fridge shuts off. Just
Oh
so
gosh,
many
yeah.
things. It will take a load off of us being able to leave our home in the summer. Also, which someone brought up to me that I was like, oh, that was so far off my radar. They were like, "Well, if you have power, you could run the AC too, so you could leave the dogs at
Oh
home."
shit!
And I was like, "Yeah, that was so far out of our minds because we could never use it with the power that we had." Um, that I just didn't even think of that as an option. And I'm like, "Oh hell yeah, that would be great on those days to be able to keep the AC at a reasonable temperature."
Yeah.
I'm not talking, 60 degrees or something and still blowing something up in the trailer, but like,
Cool,
yeah,
but
keeping it
cool.
cool enough or running a fan that the dogs can hang out at
Yeah.
home in the
Dang.
middle of the day.
Bless. That's huge.
Yeah, instead of having to drop them off their grandparents every day and or, if I want to go do something in the middle of the day that doesn't require going into town,
Yeah.
I can go ride my bike from the house, be gone a few hours, or go down to Reno and be gone again without having to like shuttle the
Dogs.
animals
Yeah.
around.
They could
So
just chill.
yeah, I'm excited about that. And maybe we can even put in a somehow Bluetooth temperature control thing where we can see
Yeah.
what it is, in case anything.
Dude,
It's still
it's
a trailer.
2026. This world is wild. There's a lot you can do.
Yeah, because I would still just worry about, like, again, being a trailer, an AC unit that we haven't run for 4 years,
Yeah.
so it could
Run
something could
into some
happen,
yeah.
yeah, and I wanna be able to
Glitches.
check and make
Glitches.
sure, like, "Oh, no," like
Technical difficulties, you know?
yeah, not that we leave our dogs, for that long anyways that we think they wouldn't die in the
Yeah.
fucking trailer. It's not like a hot car in the sun where it gets 120 degrees
Yeah.
in there. They can get 90, but they have water and food, and like I said, we're not leaving them forever. But yeah, just world changing
Yeah. That
power.
is that's a big feat.
So I'm on. I got on board on being on the grid after a couple years of being up there.
Yeah.
Like yeah, said we're not full solar won't quite work for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the
And
plan.
that'll help a lot with the build out process too.
Yeah. To do anything more, I think it might take us more time. It'd be great. I thought maybe we might be able to start something this summer, but it's going to be a process to
Mhm.
to go through to get a loan that we need to really do something substantial
Yeah.
and right,
Yep.
if we're gonna spend the money. So power, I think, will make everything a lot easier anyways.
Significantly. That's gonna be a level up.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna improve a lot of things for you guys up there, and that's
So
fucking huge, dude.
except we'll just be more self-sufficient with
Yeah.
power. Like I said, just being able to not have to rely on being in town so much, whether that's because we figured out how to get laundry up
Yeah.
there or just dogs
Yeah.
in the air controlled temperature.
And for you guys too.
Yeah. Well,
Shoot.
exactly. Yeah, we can have a fan going
Yeah, how
at
nice.
least in the summer.
Oh, that's exciting.
And yeah, it's so we'll see. We'll see where that goes. We got to get the people out there and
Yeah.
figure out
Assess the
what's going
situation.
to happen. But hopefully that ground breaks sooner
Yeah.
than later and everything else with power and data centers and shit gets figured out. But
Wild times we're living in.
yeah, so that's on my docket. But what about you?
Oh man. A
Yes.
lot has been happening. If you're watching, I am representing this huge, massive belly because I am pregnant. I'm 18 weeks along and we are having a baby girl, which is very, very exciting. Quincy was not as excited when he found out, but he's getting more used to the idea and like talking to her.
Oh.
Yeah, when he left to go to his dad's yesterday, he was like, "Bye, Charlie. Have a good day at work with your mom and my mom." And it was just very sweet.
Oh.
So yeah, bringing a new person into this world, which is a wild time to be doing so, but um I think we all just need to find joy in life and um we've been wanting a child together for a while. Honestly, I feel like it was like right off the bat, Sam and I were talking about kids and like our future and stuff, but we just needed to get a few other ducks in row before all this happened. And it honestly happened significantly faster than I thought it was going to, because I was like, I'm older. There's like all these other factors.
Right. Like
And
once you actually started trying, you didn't think it would be.
the first time.
Yeah.
I did not for a second think it would, but
You're a
it
fertile
was.
gal.
Dude. My body just wants to make the babies.
You were made for making babies.
Which is a huge toll on your body and it's a
Yeah.
huge responsibility. And with like having knee surgery a few months ago and then bopping right into being pregnant, I just feel like my body hasn't had a lot of a break. So I just haven't been as active. However, I have fully accepted like the phases of
Pregnancy,
and
life.
pregnancy
Yeah.
that the world has thrown at me, and it's made me really look forward to like the rebuilding process,
Ooh.
which which it's I feel like the knee surgery kind of prepped me for it mentally because it was like, okay, you have this injury, we had surgery, let's rebuild. And I got to a point in the rebuilding process where I was like, okay, I can start doing things now. And then I got pregnant.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've done the mental work that it takes to be like, okay, we're going to rebuild and we know what to do and we know these programs and all this other stuff. However, postpartum can throw a wrench in a lot of things.
Yeah. You don't know
No,
how you're going to feel
you have
after
no idea.
what your mental state will be, what your body will be
Yeah.
like. But I think you are self-aware enough, even from obviously just from everything you just said, that you are taking it day by day.
Yeah.
And you may have these, hopes and ideas of what you're going to be able to do and when,
Yeah.
but you're realistic enough to know that it might not happen.
Yeah.
And like, I hope I can get back on my bike by this time. I hope I can be running or exercising or doing this right out of the gate.
Yep.
Um, but I might not be able to. And I think there's a lot of women out there who have those ideas, um, whether it's because society put this, which again, at least the circle and the things that I see and people I'm around don't have the bounce back narrative.
Yeah, fuck.
And the way it was, we're like, I'm gonna be pre-body weight,
3
but
months.
what people that I'm around want or hope or think about is like being lifting weights again or being on
Yeah.
their bike, and I'm gonna be doing this and that with my kid and taking them skiing or biking and doing all these things right out of the gate and getting back to those things,
Yeah.
not about the pre-body aesthetic, but their active lifestyle.
Yes.
However, still some of those women's and stories I've heard, one that sticks out as a gal who went to the gym that I went to for years, and the mothership, she put a blog out on the Mothership Collective, and she's a very active gal and was in very good shape, and I think that kind of hit her hard of
The
she
reality of it.
envisioned, yeah, a pregnancy being very active up until,
Mhm.
because there was gals that went to that gym who were doing these CrossFit workouts up until baby's, like, born, you know?
Good job.
Yes.
Not for my body right
This
now.
particular woman is built like another. I'm like, "Holy crap." But I think, this gal had hoped her pregnancy would look like that, and it
Yeah.
just didn't, and so it was relearning and accepting, like, what you have to do, and obviously, I haven't been pregnant, I can't imagine, but I am, like, I think we all have to kinda do that more often on the day to day. Just accept how we feel
Yeah, check in.
sometimes
Body check
and
in.
realize what's happening in life, and it
Yeah.
it might not be how we expected, but how can you pivot, I guess, and work with
And
it
cope with it, because a
yeah.
lot of it is a mental thing where you're like, "My mind wants this, but my body's telling me something else," and then those 2 being like, "Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hear you, you hear me. Let's, like, figure out a middle ground here," and it's hard, and,
Yeah.
like, when you're growing a tiny person, and then after postpartum, you have this, like, huge empty hole left in you that you've been building for the past 9, 10 months, and it's a lot, and then if you are a first-time mom, you have to understand what it's like to give your all to this tiny little thing that is now the center of your universe,
Right.
and it's an adjustment, but I've done it before. It's been 11 years, which is
Wild.
a big gap. There's so many things that are different within my body, within, like, baby technology, within the world,
Within your life.
within my life. Oh my god. Yeah, significantly. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to, like, the rebuilding of it
And I
all.
love that you are saying rebuilding, and I think that's what's huge and sticking out to me. Like, I wouldn't expect you to use the term, like, bounce back or
Yeah.
anything, but I think rebuilding is so huge there because you don't know what that's gonna look like.
No.
It's rebuilding from, like, you're starting from kind of
Scratch.
scratch with, like,
Yeah.
you don't
New
have an
partner.
expectation of how it's gonna look when
Yeah.
you rebuild, and you're just okay with that
Yep.
process of, I don't know what it's gonna look like,
Nope.
and I have, like I said, you can have the hopes and dreams of what it might look like, but you're open, that it could not be
Yeah.
that way. One, it could be faster or
Yep.
something way different, right? Like,
Yes.
then you thought like, "Oh, wow, that was easier than I expected,"
Yeah.
or, the whole other side of the spectrum where it's takes a long time to come out of because you just don't know how your hormones will be
Yeah.
affected.
Or being at this age now.
Yeah, there's already other hormonal things going
Yeah.
on that are much different than what were happening in your body
Yep.
11 years ago. So is that compounding in the harder way? Or, like, you just
Yes.
don't know,
Yeah.
and, I'm excited to see it, and there's this which I've thought about doing for a very, very long time because I did my women's coaching specialist certificate from, Girls Gone Strong years ago, and there's a lot of, like, pre and postnatal, um certifications and stuff out there, but I have to, take continuing education for my personal
Yeah.
training every 2 years, and I've been thinking a lot about just getting that postpartum certification or pre and postnatal, because, like, well, I'm still at the age where a lot more women around me getting pregnant
Yep.
now than 10 years ago.
Significantly, yeah.
I'm still in that, and I don't have to be obviously that age. I could still help clients who are in that
Yes. Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
age
yeah.
they are. But I've been thinking a lot about it, and he was like, I should take this so that when Amber's like
Yeah.
in postpartum, like I can help her come up
Yes.
with, safe exercise and a
Yep.
plan when she's ready
Uh-huh.
by knowing more about what's happening, which I think you obviously, because you've been through this before,
Yeah.
already know kind of what your body has gone through and whatnot. And me not having been pregnant ever, I don't know, but I want to learn more about it because I just want to help women who want to rebuild.
Yes, rebuilding
And I
process,
think
man.
that's a good tag
Yeah.
of the rebuild, right? Not
Mhm.
our goal is not to get back to where you were,
No.
unless, of course, it's like you want to be as strong as
Yeah.
you were, of
Oh, I wanna
course.
be stronger
Yeah,
for
like, I
sure.
get that, people, but we're not looking at the only number we're looking at, I think I said this when I talked to the gals from Thicket recently, we only have number goals when it, comes to how much weight you wanna
Yeah,
lift.
the scale. Or that. Yes.
Yeah, we don't have number goals when it comes to the scale,
Love
when it
that.
comes to our pant size,
Good.
our waist size, because
That's a whole reframe of looking at it.
those don't mean
Jack shit.
anything. You could be this weight, wear this size pant, have this inch waist, and not feel good.
Yeah.
But if you have a number goal of I want to lift this much weight, that's the only number I'll help
I
you
love
reach.
that.
I've never stood on like, I'll help you lose 10 pounds or whatever, because I can't promise that. So much of that work is
Yes.
individual and doesn't come from the
One
gym.
thing. Yes.
There's so many variables in it and so much work it takes for someone on their own time that I cannot be in charge of that. But said if you have a goal of wanting to lift a certain amount of weight
Yeah.
or, you know, do this amount of reps,
Or a certain amount of muscle mass.
I will help you reach those numbers.
Love it. Love it. That's a beautiful way of thinking about it. And it kind of just like put my brain into a tizzy
Yeah.
because I haven't really messed with that thought at all. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let's fuck around with the only number we're worried about is how much we're lifting,
Yep.
baby.
How much we're lifting.
I love that.
Yeah. So only number is what's on the bar.
Yeah, not your age.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which I know a lot of pregnant women right now.
Yeah.
I know a lot of pregnant. It's like it has, and I know that it's like a lot of times it's like, oh, if you get a blue car, you see a million blue cars. No, this is
Yeah.
not the fucking case.
Yeah.
This is like women
It's a
are
little
coming out of
different,
the
yeah.
woodworks, and they're all great, amazing women who are bringing babies into this world at this time in what is going on in our reality of this world. And it just is, there's something happening. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm glad that like the Mothership Collective has come to
Yeah.
surface because they're also reframing what it looks like to be a mom, which there wasn't that 10, 11 years ago when I had my own kid. And I was hiking that baby up and down mountains like a crazy person.
Yeah.
We hiked so many miles together, and I just really hope that for this new little lady, and I also would love to put her on like a mountain bike.
Yes,
And
shotgun seat,
yes,
baby.
yeah. So, and to bring a woman into this world, that's a whole nother thing that I haven't done.
Yeah. I'm happy you're
Yeah.
having a girl.
Yeah, I am
I
too.
thought boy just because, I don't know, I see you as a boy mom,
Yep.
I think, because you are, obviously. And it just, I was like, that fits, you know?
Yes,
It
yeah.
does.
And I
I
felt
don't know if I even thought that there's a chance of you having a girl. And then when you said that you were, I was like, duh. Why haven't we had a girl?
Yeah, for real. For real. So yeah, having a girl, bringing a baby girl into this world. I am currently engaged with my partner. We are gonna do like a quick wedding thing because he has way better insurance than I do. So we're planning on getting married sometime next week. I think
It'll be like
Friday.
the day after this is live.
Okay. So we'll be married by tomorrow, the 22nd.
Memorial Day
Yep. So going
weekend.
into Memorial Day weekend as a married woman, which
You actually haven't done either. I was thinking
no.
about when you said you were engaged this morning, which I also know that you said something to me at least a while back that you guys were gonna do this and do it after you found out you were pregnant, just quick courthouse
Yep.
type thing first
Mhm.
for insurance
Yeah.
purposes. And all that. And then, yeah, down the line, whatever you do, or however you want to celebrate, whatnot. But it's more important right now just to get the deed done
Yeah.
for all
A-
the
And
reasons.
make an honest woman out of me. Which fuck that.
But I was thinking today, I'm like, wait, this is actually really exciting too because you haven't been married. It was
Yeah.
on the table
Yeah.
with the ex-partner,
Yeah.
and for a long, long time the trigger was never pulled, and I think, things work out how they're supposed to. Then you didn't have to deal
100%.
with even more than you had
Thank
to already,
God. Yeah.
like, separating or actually going through the legal process of divorce because you already have the legal process of childcare and
Yeah.
all the other things that come with having a child with someone else is still
Mhm.
there, but you didn't have to at least do the legal
Yes.
separation
Yeah.
part, and I don't know, you just Sam's your
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
He gets to
And
be your
and
first.
hopefully
Only,
only.
yeah.
I mean, like, when you start a life with someone and you bring a child into this world, you don't go into it thinking that things are gonna end
Yeah.
or go sour or whatever, people die. Like, so many things in this life could happen, but I have very high hopes with this one. We have a lot of very, very aligned goals, and we're making a lot of major money moves, and we both have really solid jobs, and
You got a new car.
I got a brand new fucking car, which I can't even wrap my brain around it still, and I don't even know.
This is adult life.
This is
This
adult
is
life. This
adult
is like
life.
real big girl stuff. We just bought like a 2026 Honda Pilot Trail Sport. Shout out to that brand. If you ever want to like
It's
sponsor
beautiful.
us.
My mom saw it and was like, "It's beautiful." Like,
Yeah.
I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. And I think that also this whole conversation, speaks to something that we talk a lot about as well is age,
Yeah.
right? And i- if you're listening, if you've been a long time listener, we're going to say this all the time and because we just have to. And it's as women, we
Mhm.
think a lot more about our fucking age. It's
Yes.
just ingrained in us. And there's real pressures internally, even if it's not society, right? We physically, like evolutionary wise,
Have
have
an
these
internal clock.
feelings
Yes.
around age, feel our like self getting older and certain things like changing, slipping away, whatever. It is literally in our being. And I that is why we think about age so much more and put more pressure on it. But this also is like, some may be feeling too old out there in your late 30s. I feel like you really start to think about it more, and it's like, this is normal.
Yeah.
There's also been a meme, I think we've talked about this before too, floating around of like the average career pivot is like 39. The
Yeah.
average this is like 40 something. The average that. So it's like, just remember, you're not late, you're on
No.
time. And even if it is later for you in that, it doesn't matter. But I know I have to really talk myself out of going down a slippery slope of like, well, sure, that's great if it's normal to have more expendable money in your 40s,
Yeah.
but I still wish I had that in my 30s,
Yeah.
you know, and just trying not to think about the what if, and I
No.
wish I had this, like, whatever, it didn't.
Don't get
It's
caught up in that.
yeah, I just
It'll
can't. I try to stop my brain
sink you.
immediately while it goes down that because I'm just like, nope, we just have to focus on welcoming that
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
come
Yep.
and not like, oh, I wish I had it earlier because it's too late. What's
Shoulda,
done is
coulda, wouldas.
done,
Yeah.
and there's nothing that I can go and change, and it is what it is, okay? But there's still so much life ahead,
Yeah.
and no one is behind by getting your first brand new car at this age and getting married and having a kid. It's like, this is when life starts.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally just
A-okay.
amazing and great.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's times when I think like, well, look at all the 28-year-olds who are doing
Oh
this. I
my
feel
god, I
old, you know?
couldn't even I could not even imagine
Yeah.
us doing that at that age, and, like, I mean, I did
You
have
did.
Quincy at
Yeah.
28, but, like, I was working in restaurants. It was, like, my partner at the time was working during the day, so I could stay at home with the baby, and then when I was ready, I went back to restaurant work at night, and I was driving not even 2 fucking years ago, I was driving around a 2001 GMC Yukon with 500,000 miles
Oh
on
my
it,
god.
and I had this, like, little speaker that I would use for my sound
Yeah, a
system that I
Bluetooth
would
speaker.
connect my phone to, and now I have, like, this 2026 high technology, like, insane fucking computers that I can't even wrap my brain around. Like, I still haven't even, like, set all the Wooly dads up, and I'm probably not going to. I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest with you there. Sam can do all that. But yeah, life is wild, and it's your story at the
Yeah.
end of the day, and it's your truth, and it's whatever you make
Yeah.
it, whatever that may be. Like,
However it looks.
everybody's paths are so different. We have so many different backgrounds and so many different passions and ideas and circumstances that it's yours, it's your own, and you got to own it.
Yeah, I love it, and like I said, I'm just so proud of you, and I don't
Thank
wanna
you.
cry, so I'm not holding it all in, but it is
Oh,
so I just love to see you're thriving, and like I said, so many amazing things, knowing you from all of it, during all of it, to see you in this place now where stable partner who is putting in equal
yes.
effort and
Yeah.
work and love
Mm-hmm.
and support is like you are, like I said, an adult.
Yeah.
Little birdie's flown away.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, Mommy Amber,
I got you,
help me.
baby. I got
Help me.
you. I will always have you.
So it's
Yes.
just, I love it. You're driving that cute little baby around in that cute
Look,
little car, and
we're gonna be adventuring, man. I don't
heck
have
yeah,
to
I
worry about
can't
my
wait.
shit breaking down with a baby in the back.
Yes, and like I said, you have a supportive partner. You're not going to
Yes.
be working, night shifts. You
Yeah.
have stable income job
Mm-hmm.
benefits and things. And
Family support.
like you said, there's just a lot more going on and being talked about too, as far as motherhood,
Yeah.
where you will find more people in support in doing the things you want to do with your baby. You're not going to be just, which you love going out and hiking with Quincy and had friends that went out with
Yeah.
you,
You were one of them.
but I feel like at this time, you do have more friends that have kids or
Yes.
are having kids and just in that similar place as
Yes.
you,
That I was
that you
the
have
only
more.
one at
Yeah,
that time
you
who had a
actually have
baby.
now more support with that. So, which again, your friends
Yes.
still
I didn't
supported
even
you and your
think of
baby.
that.
People were still around Quincy
Yeah.
and all of that, but it's just I think a different level of connection when your friends
1,000.
understand to the core
Yes.
now they'd be there for you and Quincy and were and all of that. But
Mhm.
again, I just think this is gonna be 180-degree different like experience
Yeah.
for you, having just through and through support and friends, your baby actually growing up with
Yeah.
some other friends'
Yeah.
babies, because yeah, you and Quincy were the trailblazers in
Uh-huh.
that.
Yep.
He was the only one in the friend group,
Yep.
and met his own friends, and you met people through him going through school and stuff, but I feel like this is just different that
Totally.
you're starting it with people instead
Yes.
of, like, making them along the way.
1,000%. And of course, the babies came along the way, and not to
Yeah,
say I'm
yeah.
the first person in the world to ever have a
Yeah, yeah.
baby, but
Within
of
your close group
yeah.
of friends, you did a lot on your own and experienced a lot of motherhood
Yeah.
alone, I feel
Yeah.
like. And I feel like you've already gone through it, but now have a lot more people who are just, like I said, understand it and on that different level that they
Yes.
couldn't completely before.
Totally.
And like I said, with even just social media and other groups and stuff, and really saying what's possible to do with this baby.
Yeah.
I mean, mountain biking wasn't even in
No.
your life that much
No.
10 years ago.
No.
Anyways, like you
No,
weren't
Quincy was,
mountain.
like, 2 by the time I went
Yeah.
on my first mountain bike ride.
So that wasn't in the picture as much, and like you're gonna be able to, well, again, ideally, hopefully, start that
Yeah.
earlier on,
Yeah.
and it's something you have to go back to instead
Uh-huh.
of like starting something new. There's gonna be plenty you can start new, but
Yeah.
I feel like the world's just a lot more open to you in this experience with this baby than it may have felt
Oh,
10 or 11 years ago. So that's super
1,000%.
exciting
Yeah,
to
and
see.
not to mention before Quincy, I had had a very traumatic stillborn situation, and I I was terrified to have Quincy and, like, didn't have that complete story of, like, my body being able to bring a living baby into this world,
Yeah.
and looking at this pregnancy, I have been significantly more open and just, like, embracing community significantly more, as opposed to Quincy. Like, I kept a lot of it to myself. I kept it a secret. It was, like, very close to me. Like, I didn't even have a baby shower until he was here.
Yeah.
Just, like,
Wow.
so many things that are different, and for any women out there who have experienced loss in any way, I don't care if it was at 36 weeks or 2 weeks, it all impacts you so deeply. And everybody's story is different. Again, like, everybody's situation is different. And so for those of you who have lost babies, I hear you, I see you, and your body can do it. And if it can't, I'm very sorry, but your heart is there and there are options. And motherhood is such a fucking trip, dude. Being the, like, keeper, our bodies being, like, the barrier between before life and the here and now life is such a grand gift, and it comes with so much stuff that it is just, like, wild that anyone has brought anyone into this world. Like, with Quincy, my first trimester, and with the baby before that, it was easy breezy. Again, I was 10 years younger, but also boys, our bodies respond differently to the different sexes.
Which I had no idea till you said that
Yeah.
a while
And
back.
this pregnancy, my first trimester was fucking hell.
Ugh.
It was so bad.
Not to terrify any of you out there,
No.
but
And like I said, everybody body is different. And to the women out there who have experienced the, like, sheer just, like, exhaustion, the pure cannot fucking even, the nausea, the inability to open your refrigerator, the intense smell, like, I could not open my refrigerator. I was not cooking for weeks. I couldn't even. And if I did sit down for a meal, it was like every bite I had to, like, chew slowly, swallow, like, uh, it was real bleak
like
times.
choke it down because you
Yes.
have to freaking eat
Yes.
because this baby, that's not
Yeah.
easy to do.
It was wild, and I wasn't even myself, and there was, like, a moment where I'm like, "Am I ever gonna come out of this?" But I did, and we do. And the second trimester has been a breath of fresh air, but for women who experience this through their whole pregnancy, whole 'nother level of respect for you. Like, wow, 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 'cause
Yeah, I can't imagine.
that's rough.
Yeah, that's what terrifies me, I mean, because you hear about women for sure who were like, pregnancy was not a good time for me. You hear the people like, "Oh, I loved it. It was
Yep.
great, best time of my life. Felt so good in my body
Yeah.
and connected and this and that." And there are others that were like, "Oh, never again." Like
Never again.
I was so uncomfortable for 9 months is a very long time to be
Dude,
uncomfortable 24/7.
truly.
Like yeah, and I mean, I think the first trimester for most is hardest,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Generally, so,
Yeah.
like you said, you've had already gone through it before twice and still were having the thoughts of like, what if this is the whole pregnancy
Yeah.
and how hard that might be, not to mention what that can do for postpartum, I'm sure, can be coupled maybe better because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
this is great.
Yeah, I have
You
my
having you on the other side
yes.
is working out a lot better, but again, everything is so, so different. You never know what yours will be like, where
Yeah.
some who are disconnected in the pregnancy will like still have a hard time finding that connection
Yeah.
after. It's just a roll of the dice, which is
Mhm.
all of it's scary
It
to think
is.
about for sure. Just not knowing, and I think that's life in general, where a lot of us get in our heads is just not knowing what this path or that path is
Yeah.
gonna be like. The unknowing is always where fear stems from.
Mhm.
But
Taking the risks are so worth it though.
yeah, yes.
Depending.
Yeah. Can be for
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
But yeah, well, like I said, I'm just so happy to see all of you thriving and that Quincy's coming around to
It's
having a
coming
baby
around.
sister.
Yep.
'Cause
He really
I'm
wanted a brother.
sure, yeah, which duh, I get, especially for a boy at 10,
Yeah. Yep.
like a little boy could see like, yeah, wanting a brother, but having a little bit better time coming to terms because at least they're still gonna have a little sibling that they're
Yep.
playing with,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
connecting with and being the older sibling and bossing around. But at 10, 11,
Yeah.
like, gonna be, uh
A little bit of a different reality.
yeah, you're not definitely not connecting with a baby girl maybe the same way
Yeah.
where you're like, "Here, let me show you all my toys," which
Uh-huh.
obviously it's a baby, he
Yes.
could still be excited, but, he has a little more wherewithal about
Yeah.
what's happening and thinking, a girl likes this and that,
Yeah.
and so, like, we're
He
not gonna
just
have anything in common,
y
but of course there will be
yes.
plenty.
And he has this idea of girls right now at the young age of 10 that, like, girls can't X, Y, and Z,
Yeah,
or they can't and bro has another thing coming for him because this
absolutely.
chick is gonna be rad and ripping right along with him, and I am most excited for him to learn what it's like to care for and nurture a girl
Yeah.
and to treat a little lady,
Oh,
and
that's a
I
good
think
point.
that's gonna be the greatest lesson for him because we had a conversation not that long ago about how boys shouldn't hit girls,
Uh-huh.
and yes, it's a double standard, and he's like, "No, if someone hits me, I'm gonna hit them. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl," which, okay. However, there just needs to be a greater emphasis to women, and he's also learned recently, thanks to my partner, that, like, when mom's on her period, you treat her differently. When mom is pregnant or going through something, you care for her differently, like
Emotions are a cycle.
yes, and there is this nurturing of women that should just happen.
Yeah.
And it's something that he hasn't learned in his life, but he's picking it up now. And I think
Well,
that,
now's the time. I
yes,
mean, he can actually put it together.
yes,
And he's going to be getting to the age very soon where he's experiencing the girls in his grade and class, like around him. These things are going to be talked about.
1000%.
So he'll know kind of what's happening.
Yeah.
And I
And
think that's
he'll
amazing.
be looking at girls
Yeah.
differently.
Amazing
It's
to
coming
be
soon.
actually teaching him that and talking about it because you're so right in the fact that we've gone through all these years and decades and centuries of people saying, like, oh, whatever, they're on the rag, she's just a bitch right now, but being
Yeah.
treated the same instead of having any empathy that we're
Yes.
literally going through different hormonal shifts and changes, and that's the way our, like, brain and body is working differently, so, like, just give us a little bit of grace because, like, it's not our choice that this is happening to us,
No.
okay? So, you can't just continue to be a bit like, have a little more understanding that,
Yep.
like, yeah, I have a short fuse right now, but I can't
There's a
do anything
physical.
about it.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, like, yeah, obviously you can be self-aware and be like, "Alright, I'm on my period, I have to, like, reel things in, think a little more," but sometimes it's happening and we
Yeah.
don't even know, especially when
1,000%.
your cycle is, like, off.
Mhm.
And which
Or
happened to
as
me,
you
like,
get
last
into
week.
later life and you're
Yeah.
coming up on
Yeah.
perimenopause and then you have all this other shit to navigate that you've never navigated before.
It would be
It's
very helpful if men were just, like, had some empathy instead of just like, "Oh, she's a bitch, I don't wanna be in the house." Like, take care of me, help me out a little bit. Know, like, "Oh, okay, this week you're like, you need more help."
yeah.
And also, I think, yeah, that comes to us saying that and voicing that too, right? Like,
Yeah.
I need a little more support this week and having that two-way street with your partner, which obviously many people out there like don't or are learning how to. And I think that's still something I'm 9 years in with Andrew that we're still continuing to work on, but in a much, much better place of talking more openly about things and needing help like from each other. And it
Yeah.
just makes such a world of a difference to
Yes.
be open and vulnerable and be able to say, like, I'm sorry, this is how I'm feeling right now. I don't want to kind of like a forewarning sometimes.
Yeah,
Like, by the
absolutely.
way, I've just had a shitty day. So, like,
Not in a great mood.
yeah, I don't want to be short with you or mean this or that, but it's like, however that might look for you, space or that person understanding and like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And like, I'm here for you. Like, um, yeah, it's wild,
Uh-huh.
wild ride.
Yes, it is.
And I just can't wait that we're having a girl.
Yep.
Having a girl, and
Having
like
a
I said,
girl.
it's gonna be, I think, a great experience, and I think I can understand, the worries that maybe come with being 10 years older this time and being at a place in life where I have a child that's pretty independent now. Now I'm
Yeah.
like starting over,
Yeah.
but like I said, there's so much more support and resources and things around you this
Yeah.
time that of course there's going to be the hard parts of it, but I think there's going to be a lot more parts of it that are not easier but more
Better.
supported.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to it and going through postpartum with an extremely receptive and amazingly supportive and good cooking partner will be a world of a difference and also within me being older I can we're working on expressing our needs more. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like it's
you know yourself more.
yes, and I've also done the postpartum thing. Granted, it was 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
But I just have a better understanding and there's a trust within my body and yeah, we got this. We're doing it. It's all happening really fast, but it's also been a plan that we've been talking about for a very long time and we also have other aligned goals that are coming up in the future and there's just a lot to look forward to and yeah, life is good.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
life
love
is
it.
good.
Lots of things happening fast, but they're all good things. So
Yes.
that is what we want to
Yeah.
hear, especially right
Yeah,
now.
and it won't always
So,
be like this,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
But hey, ride the high while you're on it.
hell
Fuck
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Ride the
Yeah.
wave.
Second
Ride the
trimester,
wave.
feeling
Yeah.
good, able to move my body. It's not hot balls summer.
Yeah.
And I'm not giantly pregnant, but I will
But you
be
will be.
hippopotamusing my ass off
You
whenever and wherever I can. So,
will be giantly pregnant when it is hot,
yep.
but like, take that when it comes.
Yep. Yeah, baby will be due in October, so we'll
Yeah.
be going full
Lots of
summer.
dips.
Yeah,
Lots of dips.
lots.
Oh my
Lots.
gosh. Well, guys, I think we got it all. I
Yeah,
think
we got it all. Yep.
We're having a girl. And we just love being able to do this in person and
Yeah.
chat. And we'll talk to you guys well, you'll hear a lot, but our TNA will probably be in June.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, well, because this will be the end of the month pretty much
Yeah.
when this is out. So
Yep.
you'll
Memorial
keep getting
Day
baby
weekend.
updates for
Yep.
sure. And thanks for chatting with us, listening to us. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.